You head over to this cart that looks rather unassuming, except for the fact that it's not backed up against a stall or a tent. And it's a bit larger than the other carts, which look like they're more made to kind of pile everything up into them. This looks like you hitch a horse to it and you take the whole cart. And there is a rounded door at the back with a small silver bell. And on the door, painted there on the door, is an eye.
Ooh. Is he a seer?
I waggle my eyebrows at Angrod.
What kind of eye?
It's just a painted white eye on the door.
Ooh, fortune telling, let's go!
Ring the bell.
Okay. So you ring the bell, and as soon as you ring the bell, the door creaks open. And you can smell incense inside, and it's very dark. And it's rather cramped. And you see an older woman with so many wrinkles, it's hard to tell which are from the sun, which are from laughing, which are from crying, which are from age. And her age seems almost impossible to tell. It's like you glance at her and you're like, oh yeah, she's... And then suddenly it's different. And at the center of her eye, at the center of her forehead, is a painted eye, similar to the one on the door. But you can... But as she...
Tamsin gives a look.
But as she, like, glances around at the four of you, she doesn't quite make contact, and you can see that she's blind.
Then how did she get the painted eye?
Good question. Also, we need fortune-telling music right now. We need fortune-telling music.
Yeah.
It's painted.
Hold on. There's a thing about that.
Does she have any, like, colors? Like, and not, like, maybe entity colors, but also, like, origin colors of, like, her country, or...
Her clothes are kind of a mismatch. She has, like, a patchwork skirt that's very full, but her blouse looks almost like it was... Do you guys know what macrame is? Mm-hmm. It's a woven kind of rope that they do very intricate designs with. And so she's got this macrame kind of shawl over top of, like, just a really quickly wrapped linen blouse.
But there's nothing else that I could see, like, any
There's nothing else that's very telling about her.
Okay.
And she looks around at the four of you and... Can I help you?
I think we were just kind of curious about the services you provide.
I speak of your force, your future. I speak of your past. I speak of your present. You come speak with me.
Are you an oracle?
Yes, I am Oracle. No, I am not Oracle.
Sophine just kicks off her shoes and, like, continues in and sits down in front of her.
And when Sophine comes in, the door slaps shut behind Sophine.
And we're all still outside?
You're still outside.
Okay.
She goes, ooh!
Can y'all go ahead and leave the room?
No! Alright.
What? You had a red bull sequence.
I found it. Also, like, briefly, before we leave the room, Pearlie probably doesn't fuck with fortune telling, right?
They have, like, the priestesses, they get visions from Bane.
They do? Okay.
Yep.
But is it, like, instruction, or is it, like, future stuff?
That's something that Remember's mom probably wouldn't have told her. Like, exactly what the priestesses do. She probably would have said that they hear from Bane, but she probably wouldn't tell her, like, what extent. Like, that would be something that the priestesses would know.
But, like, culturally, like...
Culturally, it's believed that the priestesses know everything, and that Bane will tell them, like, this is what will happen in the future, and, like, this is, like, what has happened in the past that you haven't seen.
So if it doesn't come from Bane, it's not valid.
Kind of.
Here, baby.
Yeah. Like, they're very, like, Bane driven. But, you know, you have Remember who has seen Sune, so, like, stuff like that. It's really, I guess, a character thing it would be. at this point.
Well, that's what I'm trying to figure out.
Yeah.
Is like if there's precedent for her not.
Yeah, no, there wouldn't. It wouldn't be like. It wouldn't be something where she would be like, "This isn't something that I can do. This isn't something that I should listen to." But she might take it a little with a heavier grain of salt than everyone else would.
Okay.
And so you sit there in the cart, and there are just heavy draperies around the inside of the cart. The smell of incense is so thick it's almost like cloying. And she holds out her hands on the table and, "Give me your hands." And so she takes your hands and she closes her eyes and she says, "It's 1 silver, yes?"
Yes.
"It's 1 silver, good." And she lifts her head up and she doesn't like close her eyes and she doesn't seem to focus very heavy. Go ahead and roll with a... Go ahead and do... Sorry. Do an insight.
Oh, it's cocked, but it was a 20.
And you can use your modifier. Because it's insight checks.
19.
Okay. So she sits there, and for a few minutes, you're not sure if she's even really doing anything. She's just kind of sitting there. And then she slowly starts to nod. And she says, "You wish future telling?"
Whatever the gods reveal.
"Is not gods, I hear, is time. What you wish hear from time?"
The future.
Future, yes. I see fallen one in your future. I see you stand over fallen one. And I see life leave you and go to fallen one, and fallen one rise. I see you still stand, life not gone. You share life with fallen one. This what time tell me.
Does the fallen one have a name?
Time does not know names. Fallen one is someone you would give life for. And in this very moment that she speaks this, you feel the flutter of wings against your neck. And you can hear a voice whisper, "You may call me, and I will save them." And then the woman across from you kind of lets go of your hands, and she nods and she says, "Is what time says." "Silver, please."
And she hands over the silver.
And she like tucks it into her bag.
And she just kind of nods. But his this still in the jar?
Mm-hmm.
That wasn't him talking to her.
No.
And it was a male or female voice speaking to me?
It was a female voice.
One that I know. And she just nods.
Yeah. You go get whoever's gonna come in next.
Alright. Got to bring notebook with me. Please hold which lady?
Run.
Okay, so
I should probably not get comfortable again.
so Angerod sees Safine come out of the cart, a little bewildered looking, and she can see the old woman inside beckon. And so Angerod goes ahead and pushes up, and as soon as she steps in, she feels the door click shut behind her, and the old woman is sitting at a low table, heavy cloths covering the inside, and incense so thick and sweet that it's almost cloying. And the woman pats the table, and she says, "Is 1 silver? And time speaks to you."
Her eye is painted, not tattooed, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Does she, when I look around, is there traces of Adgord around?
There would definitely be traces. You can see like a very small altar to a multitude of gods set up in the corner. And you can see some of like what looks like it might have once been an Adgordian flag and stuff like that. But you also see some colors that you don't recognize.
You seem to be well traveled.
Yes, I'm long traveled.
I'll pop a silver on the table.
And she just reaches out for it and tucks it in, and she holds out her hands, and I need you to roll. Let me see here. Go ahead and roll an insight check. Oh, heck. Does that count? What is it?
It's 12, it's not bad. Hold on.
Okay. And so she takes Angerod's hands and she looks up at the roof of her cart and I hear present, I hear future. Which you want?
I cannot have both.
No, because one would change other. I tell you present, you hear present, it change future. You know future, it change present. Time change like the tides. And she's still not looking at you. She's still just staring up at the ceiling.
She's glowing, I assume.
She is glowing, but not how you seem like Tamsin or Remember or Safine glow.
I yield anything from that? I didn't yield anything from that.
No, that is for your fortune.
Ah, gotcha. Okay. Tell me I was a present.
Present for Daughter of Magic is steady one, is growing one. Daughter of Magic gets strong. Daughter of Magic take back self. This is what times say.
Where am I taking back myself from?
You take back self when you take magic is given you. Times say you get magic. This makes sense?
In a way.
Time is not God's. Time is not fate. Time is time. It makes sense?
Did you serve under Alenio?
I serve gods, and I live and serve other gods. And then I meet time. And time is different than the gods.
And yet you still wear the mark.
Not tattoo. Once wear mark, not take mark off. Is mine. And then she like takes her hands back and she just like holds them to her chest. Is my mark.
You leave people with the thoughts, with very many what ifs.
Time is many what ifs.
I know.
See, it makes sense.
So it does. Thank you for your time.
Thank you for yours. Okay, go ahead and get whoever's coming next. Alright, so Angrod sweeps out and Temzin quickly rushes up in and the door clicks shut behind him. And he enters into a cart that he can fit in comfortably. He could probably live in here fairly comfortably except for the low round table at the center of the room and the tapestries that are along the walls and the carpets across the floor. It makes it very warm inside. And the incense in here is so sweet, it's almost cloying. And the old woman sits across the other side of the table, and her blind eyes turn in his direction. And is 1 silver?
Do I see like where to place it? Is there like a jar?
There's just like a
table.
Just on the table.
So I just place a silver on the table.
And she reaches forward and puts it into her purse and holds out her hands. And go ahead and roll a 20.
Oh, what 20 do I have?
And roll insight.
An insight. Please go well. You gotta be kidding. 7.
7. And she kind of frowns a little bit. And she says, time sometimes let you choose what you hear. Time is not letting you choose. Time past speaks to you. Past say you come from other place, left in other place. You come from elsewhere.
Does it say where?
Time say long way.
A long way from here.
Time does not tell here or there. Time say you go from one place, it take long time get other place.
Did it take a long time to get to here from the north or the south or...
Time does not know place. Time no time. Time say you come one place is long time, get other place is many, many time ago.
Does time say anything else?
No. Time say fate. Time say fate. Not let time speak. Fate is tricky.
That it is.
Fate take time and tangle.
That they do. So all time is saying is that a long time ago, it took me a long time to come from a other place that I'm from.
Yes.
And that is all fate will allow time to say.
It happened before fate involved. Is why time may speak of it.
Is there anything else time can speak of before fate was involved?
If fate involve, I not want to touch fate.
Am I feeling anything? Like,
You're feeling as if fate would be pulling you away from this cart. And like you feel like you're being tugged backwards.
well, we wouldn't want to upset fate now, would we?
No, or upset time.
That too. Well, I know very little about where I came from. So to know I came from far away is something, I suppose. So thank you.
You not thank me, thank time.
Well, I will try to do that.
And she just kind of nods a little bit and goes to like fix one of her incense sticks.
If I may inquire, how did you come to speak with time?
I speak with some gods, and then I go long way, long time, speak other gods. And then one dream I hear time. And time is different from God. Time is different from fate. Time is time.
Is there anything time says in general?
Time tell me when to leave. Time tell me when to stay. Time is not fate. Time is time.
Right. Well, if time is saying nothing else, then you have done what you can do. So, thank you, and thank you, time. And I will get up and bow.
And she just kind of like sits there and nods.
And what was your name?
Name is not important.
I'm gonna pull and tie a thread and knot. And I'm gonna reach out for her hands and I'm gonna just place the thread in her hands.
As soon as she feels what you've given her, she like turns her hand around and pushes it back. I trust time here. Time and fate is not together.
That is true. And it was more so just a kind gesture.
Be careful of your gestures. You tangle fate where you go.
Indeed, that is a good reminder.
And then she reaches out and like pats your hand a little bit.
And I just kind of like bow and then I walk out.
Okay. Go ahead and get the next one.
I don't know if there's going to be a next one.
Okay. So remember sees Tamsin scurry out of the cart, and it takes her a minute to kind of maneuver her way in, because it's not a huge area for her. Like, it was comfortable for Tamsin. It's probably a little bit uncomfortable for Remember. She definitely has to crouch as she gets in there, and the old woman sitting across the table like glances towards her and is 1 silver.
And then she realizes she can't see her nodding. She's like, oh, yeah.
And she like holds out a hand.
She puts the silver in.
Okay, and she tucks the silver away.
Just my character sheet.
Go ahead and roll insight.
You have to roll. That's gonna be a 13.
And so she kind of nods a little bit, and she reaches out and she takes Remember's hands, and she nods a little more, and I hear past, I hear future. Which one you listen to? Cannot have both. Once know past, it change what do future. Once know future, it change how see past.
Past.
Past see desert. Past see man in desert. He live short time. He come back different man. Is same man, but time change. Things change, is different man. Man stay long time in desert. That is what time say.
Yeah, that was definitely worth the silver, thank you.
And she just kind of like looks up in the like vague direction of Remember's voice, and she, you are long time from home or short time from home? Times they feel both.
I'm sure to others it seems short.
It will feel long time for a long time. Just remember, time feel different from how time is.
I don't even know if I am going back.
Then time very long.
Tell me about it.
Do you really want me to tell you about it?
Yes.
Time will feel long to you because time in different places run different ways. Time in Eteseth move steady, move unhurried. My time here in Eteseth, I stay long time. Time say stay, time say relax. Time in different places move much faster. Is a lot of things packed into same amount of time. Make sense?
I think so.
Just remember, time is still time. Time does not change, even when feel like change.
I don't think I understand, but thank you for trying to explain it to me.
That is okay. I speak with time long time. And then she just kind of like nods and takes her hands away. And go get the
She
other.
won't go to leave. You can come out now. I don't want to get up.
can come out.
I think they're having an intense discussion.
Psst, Sarah, editing this later. I love you. Okay. Okay. So remember goes ahead.
Another layer of like lack of professionalism there.
Fucking candle.
I mean, you're right.
Yeah, those damn dwarves.
I swear, the Iranians are so obnoxious. Let me wear glitter in peace, damn it.
Well, that was not fucking worth the money.
Alright, so
Did
remember
anybody, get anything good?
Trump's out.
Oh my.
And the old lady like kind of comes up behind her and then just like bows to everyone and then closes the door of the cart.
Yeehaw.
Well, I knew all of that already. So.
I'm scared.
I don't know what mine was supposed to. Whatever. Not worth the money. Fortune tellers are bullshit anyway.
Should we take a halftime?
Yeah, we can pause, refresh drinks, go use bathrooms. Alrighty, so you guys have finished up with the fortune teller / oracle / old lady who lives in the cart, and
It wasn't a bad cart.
Tiny homes, you know.
Alright, so you go ahead and remember realizing that Gabodi probably wouldn't like going over mountain ranges or hills or through forest paths
My street boy.
or through swamps. Has realized she probably needs to look into getting a different mode of transportation. And she heads over to the Dewdrop Inn. Now it's bustling with travelers, various merchants who can't really sleep in their carts the way that the old lady fortune teller person can. So it's pretty busy inside, but they recognize you, and Porcette actually comes over and she offers you a little curtsy and how may I help you this evening? We're not really doing fights tonight. It's a bit too crowded for that. The walls would get damaged again.
No, that's alright. I'm not looking for a fight tonight. The horses you have outside, are they for sale?
A selection of them are, I believe 2 or 3 right now. Would you like to come see them?
I would. Thank you.
Okay. So she goes ahead and takes you out into the stables, and a few of them have placards on there saying like which room number the person is staying on. You see a varied selection of horses and ponies. You see a very small dog that's curled up in the corner of the barn, and he kind of like lifts his head and then like lowers his head again as you pass by, and she gestures to 3 stalls. The horses are large. They're probably a type of Clydesdale, but they're not quite like enormous and huge and like
Get a pony.
19, like they're not like the obscene type of horse that like some people
That
might
was
do.
smooth. I'm sorry. I literally just took a donut, put it on my plate. For those of you listening at home, I had Edamame
she
donuts.
did that like in 4 seconds.
I literally took a donut out of the box, put it on my plate, turned around away. Then I look back at the donut, and there's a bite taken out of the donut because Sierra sneakily took a bite of my donut. If you wanted a donut, you could
Plus
just
3
ask.
to dexterity.
Stealth.
Continue.
Sneak over 5
Here,
pounds.
So-
you can have this
I don't
one.
want
So she gestures to the 3 horses, and she kind of, no thank you. No thank you.
Poison.
So she glances them over and she's, well, now these will all sort of run you the same. I think my husband is selling them 7 gold apiece. This one is whiskey, and the horse's ears kind of like flick forward, and it's
a beautiful chestnut brown with a really dark black mane that has been like braided a little bit just to like keep it back. This is Whiskey, and she runs like the wind. And then over here we have Sugar, and Sugar's like kind of like clops he makes noise on the floor, and he makes noise on the floor.
I'll stomp you to death with my hooves.
He do the stompy thing. He do the stompy thing as you approach, and his ears come forward, and Porcette kind of runs a hand along his nose, and he will endure pretty much anything that you throw at him. Not quite as fast as Whiskey, but very steady and very sure. Fairly good for anyone. And then we have Curio. And Curio is an almost tan color. It's got like some white spots along its chest and on like the front of its nose, and one ear is actually missing. Ooh. And Curio kind of like backs up and then like comes forward again and stretches out its neck, and Curio is not quite as fast, not quite as steady, but Curio will not let harm come to him. He tends to bite.
Perfect.
Good. The others tend to... Whiskey will run, and Sugar tends to do his best to stay out of the way. Curio will bite. A lot. So it's really up to you.
You said Whiskey will run?
Whiskey will run like the wind.
From danger?
Well, the crooked one there is gonna get itself fucking killed in the first day, so that's a no. She stands there for a second, so it's quiet, and then like out of nowhere jumps at the horses, and I want to know how they react.
Okay, Whiskey definitely, like, bucks a bit and tries to, like, flee in her stall, but there's really nowhere to run, so she just stands there, like, snorting and stomping on the ground, and, like, her ears go back. Curio lunges forward. and Porcette, like, has to jump back as Curio tries to, like, bite at anything within reach. And then just resorts to, like, biting on the door of its stall. Sugar takes a few steps back, and, like, his ears go back, but he otherwise doesn't go anywhere.
Nice. What that timing, though?
It was really bad.
That was great timing, actually.
Alright, this is gonna lose me fucking 7 gold, but I want the crazy one.
Yeah, you do.
You want Curio.
Yeah, why the fuck not? Like, the other ones have no survival instinct, and that one definitely has no survival instinct, so, like, at least he'll fight back, I guess.
Alright. Go ahead and roll 3 animal handling checks as you take Curio out around.
We gonna give this boy a test run. We gonna test drive him around the paddock. I have +0 to animal handling because it's wisdom. That's a 17, a 3, and a 1. This horse is fucked.
I mean, to be fair, this horse is fucked. It seems to go pretty well at first, but it becomes rapidly apparent that Curio does not, like, remember size, or the fact that she was just, like, lunging. And after, like, taking them around in, like, a circle a bit, you're like, okay, yeah, like, this is good. Curio starts to, like, buck, and then almost, like, try to turn and bite at Remember's legs. Do you want to continue animal handling to try going with Curio, or do you want to try a different horse?
I want to... There's no point buying a horse that doesn't fit her. Like, she could probably fucking run faster than anything could carry her that they could buy in this town. Comedic value of broken horse. We need to get you a MIDI controller. With like stickers. I don't know.
You can let Remember sleep on it.
I don't know how comfortable sleeping on a horse is.
The dad energy.
Daniel!
It has surpassed your own, Reagan.
You stop that right now. I was never a contender. Never. If Daniel's in the same freaking room, it's always Daniel. I don't even kind of compare.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah, whatever. She'll sleep on it.
Okay. So, Porcette goes ahead and very carefully leads Curio back into her stall. And she's like, well, let me know if you decide on something.
Thank you for showing me.
Yes, of course. And she's like, Curio, we talked about this.
Be cool, man.
I said that to Harley today. She's like lunging up trying to say hi to someone, and I go, Harley, we talked about this. God, can you be cool for 5 minutes? And then she sat down and whined. And I was like,
Nice.
thank you.
I speak. Dog.
Okay. So, you all had quite a bit of time at the market, going around and entertaining folks and shopping. By the time you are ready to head out of the market stall, the dwarven woman approaches Safine with the cloak.
Oh, I was like, ooh.
I'm Sabine.
Gee.
And so Ansla offers up this cloak, and the inside of the hood has been stitched with a white leather. Sorry, my eyes are hurting. And the covering that she asked for over it actually matches just the hood of the cloak, so it kind of conceals it a bit better. The inside of the cloak feels very soft, whereas the outside, you can feel it has almost like a waxy texture, and she shows you how it's actually a water-resistant cloak. So when it rains, you won't get soaked to the skin.
Ooh, that's
Nice.
nice.
That's really good.
It's a big cloak.
And I've already paid her. Okay.
Yeah, you already paid.
Perfect. Thank you.
And she just kind of like bows a little bit and then goes back over to her stall.
Very good. I think Ingrad and I still need to go to Elazar, but also I realized that I just lost my entire train of thought, and now I can't remember what I was going to say to you. So never mind.
Okay.
Well, it's not been that important.
That's the
Right.
thing. Is well.
What would Angerad like to do?
Go to Elzar. Who's sleeping?
Okay. Is the entire party going to go see your granddad?
Granddad!
Yeah, I might as well. We gotta go look for maps
What's
and
Magic
information
Man?
and stuff.
We do need maps.
I'm in my mum's car.
Listen, y'all, I'm not letting us leave without some type of directional guidance.
You see this man?
He's
a magic man. He's about to touch that burning hot log. Oh my god, he's a magic man.
Wait, where the heck is Elazar?
The archivist in the center.
Oh, okay, there we are.